Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio. Your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
It's the big day, the big moment. You have been waiting for this as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as someone in corporate. It's the networking event of the year. You're ready. You have got those business cards locked and loaded, ready to present them. You've got that handshake ready, the firm, stiff handshake. You're ready to walk around the room, give your name to every single person, give out the business card, and tell them every single thing that you can do for them. What are you thinking? Big mistake, big, big, big. And in fact, I'm going to give it this. It's an X. Okay. We are talking about that today as another epic fail here on Ahead for Business. Let's welcome the creative genius who has created this show himself, Mr. Al Cini. He's my friend, mentor, and has extensive experience in broadcasting and the media industry. He's also the co-founder of Profit for Teams. Let's welcome Al to the program. Hello, Mr. Cini.
Good morning, Dr. Jacalyn. And creative genius is a nice departure from what people typically call me, especially behind my back.
Well, I had a list and I went through. I was like, let's go with that. And by the way, I'm ready for the show because I've got my cards ready to go. They also work as a fan.
Well, they work better as a fan, don't they?
They sure do. Worthless. We might as well throw them in the trash for the way people are just walking around. And I've done it myself. So I don't want to say that I am immune to this, but we're going to be diving into networking, which is a huge opportunity to bring value to other people. But many times we see it from our own perspective. Me, 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 me. What can I get out of it?
That's true. And sometimes, we're going to be exploring that with a terrific guest. His name is Jonathan Rosen, and I've known him for many years. And he's developed a networking company called Kerbeck that has gone through some pivots that I want to review with him, because what you think people need to do in order to make the most of a networking event and what they actually need to do are usually two completely different things. And for people who are watching this program, here's your chance to learn that before you make your year's worth of mistakes that people typically make when they join a networking system like that. So, and what I'd like to do, Doc, if it's okay with you, is to start with some clips that highlight really what I think is the difference. So let's see if we can't start that up. We can bring them up.
You think networking isn't for you? Let's flip that script. Networking isn't about using people, it's about building a community. Approach each interaction with curiosity and the intent to help, and watch your network transform. It's about making genuine connections, not just exchanging business cards. Embrace networking with a mindset of giving, not just taking. Imagine the impact of a community where everyone supports each other.
Well, does that sound familiar?
It does sound familiar. By the way, I love the fact that this creator was also using the red X. I think there's something trending there. Red X, hashtag
it's a
red
thing
X.
now. I'm going to have that tattooed on my forehead. Okay, one more, and then I want to bring out Jonathan because he's got so much to share. I can't wait to start the conversation.
All right.
Okay.
What do you love most about your work?
What I love most is the relationship. I hold the relationship high. I hold it number one, right? There's nothing more important than the networking and the relationships that we're building. I mean, look at the event that we're at right now, like Squad Up 2025. Like, this is the epitome of locking in good relationships, finding people that you resonate with, and building a foundation and building on top of that relationship. I love that part.
That is a discovery that Jonathan actually came to on his own. This is some years ago when he started Collaborex. In a pre-interview, I just had a short conversation with him. Henry Ford used to say, if I'd asked my customers what they wanted, they would have told me faster horses. And the truth is, people don't really actually know what they want until they begin to experience what it is they think they want and then adjust based on that. So I think now is a good time to bring out Jonathan Rosen.
Can't wait. Jonathan, please join us here on stage. Hello.
Hi, so happy to be here. Before we begin, can I just give you my virtual business card so I feel like I've done my thing?
Thank you. That's all. We don't need the rest of the show now.
Okay,
Thank you.
you know, I'm done. That's all you need to do, right? Hand someone your business card, tell them about, you know, actually you could read it to them and then walk away, you know, and your business is just going to thrive and grow and you're all set.
Well, Jonathan, I know you know better, and you know I'll set this up a little bit just with a little history. We met each other years ago, I think maybe 10 years ago, almost.
Yeah,
at a training program for a different networking system that you could name if you want. I don't feel like I want to plug them, but anyway, when it was all over, we learned how to be facilitators of networking events. That's one of the things that was supposed to be our takeaway. And then Jonathan's original conception for Collaborex was, I'll start this networking system and it'll be primarily about helping each other grow their business by offering leads. And that's kind of how Collaborex started, but it took a pivot pretty quickly after that, didn't it, Jonathan?
We've pivoted probably, if I count them, 4 or 5 times. And I think that's also a key quality for leaders to like put your ego to the side and really figure out what the market wants or what they need and pivot in that way and not be so stubborn about maybe your original concept.
So it's relationships then. That's what you learned your people want.
Yeah, you know, when we first started, it was being a better networking group because I mean, you saw in one of those clips the guy's in a big room with a lot of people, and he used to drive me crazy to go into like the ballroom of a Marriott at a local event, and there'd be, you know, 200-300 people there, and people would be handing out their business cards, and I would look around, I go, this is the stupidest thing anyone could do. Here are 200 random people, and how do you know that the person standing next to you to get, you know, at the bar is going to be the person that you need to meet? So my original concept was that what we would do, we would divide our groups by common target markets. So if you were calling on companies that had sales between, you know, 20 and 30 million, and they were in a particular industry, you'd put those people together. And then by meeting those people, you'd be able to meet the decision makers that actually know the people that you are looking to meet. That lasted maybe a year till I pivoted from that. And it's not being a better networking group. In fact, I don't even like to use that word, that networking word, when describing my company. What I realized is that people, it's not only the relationship building that matters, but it's really growing from within and figuring and taking responsibility for your own success and embracing who you are and believing in yourselves that helps you create those relationships. And it's the thing that will kind of propel your business to new heights.
Jonathan, one of the things that I recall from my evolution of learning how to network is you have to earn the right to ask for a business card or ask for someone to give their contact details instead of pushing all of your information on someone else. Is that true?
So, you know, it's interesting because there's been kind of a transformation kind of in marketing, and kind of that's what we're all doing. You know, the old fashioned way, and Al can tell you better than any of us, used to be a persuasion mentality. Advertising agencies would try and talk you into wanting their product, but it's discovered that that's not how people make decisions. People make decisions based on emotional connections. So those are the things you're trying to foster and create based on showing up as who you are. What a concept. Not showing up as your title or features and benefits, but showing up as the real person you are and expressing vulnerabilities, challenges, things like that. And when you do that with other people, it does create those emotional connections where they will want to help you in whatever way you need help.
It's, it's as you were describing it. I mean, it's funny to me that when you walk into a room and people are being phony, you can tell almost immediately, and right away that makes you uncomfortable, makes you less likely to share, makes you and the reason why people think they want to go to networking groups usually is to find customers. So they kind of go in with a kind of a predatory mindset. But the people out there that can help you could help you with the content of your business, could help you with the marketing strategy of your business, could help you with your life and be a friend to you and help you solve problems totally outside of your business. And you're not going to discover any of that if your mask is your business card with eye holes cut in it.
Right. So people think that they are defined by their business card, this little piece of paper, with kind of thick, if you went for the thicker stock, they think that defines you. It says your title, and then they tell you your features and benefits, and it does not define you. What defines you is the authentic person that you are. And if you can do that, then Al, just exactly what you said, your group or whatever community that you join, your networking group or business community, can be everything to you. They could be your lead referral sources. They could be your accountability partners. They could be your strategic partners. They could be your advisors, your support group, you name it, everything at once. And it can become something that is as essential to a business's success as, hiring a lawyer to incorporate, buying, liability insurance, hiring an accountant to do your books. It should be an essential part of every business's growth and transformation to helping founders achieve their goals.
That's a great point.
Absolutely. What I'm hearing you say is it should be built in as a strategy. I think there's a level that's even higher that we need to touch on, which is most people identify themselves with their title.
Yes.
I am this. So if you said to someone, who are you? I'm this, I'm that, I wear this hat, I wear that hat. We typically don't know who we are. So when we are at a networking event or something like that, it's almost like we're naked, because if we're not going to be using our titles, our labels, our accomplishments, then we're just standing there saying, I don't even know how to be just a human being.
I have said to people, and it does rub people the wrong way when I've said this, and I don't really mean it, but it's to make a point. And I've said at our groups, we don't care what you do. And they all, like people get all bent out of shape. What do you mean you don't care what I do? I went to law school. I passed the bar. I passed the CPA exam. I've been doing this for 20 years. It's so important to me. It defines who I am. What we really mean is we care about them as a person. We care about who they are versus what they do. So if that person is an attorney, we care about them as the person, not as the attorney. If that person changes careers and becomes, a marketing professional, we care about them just the same. So who you are internally transfers to whatever you're doing to make a living. What you're doing to make a living doesn't define the person that you are. So we're looking to get to know people authentically. We want them to show up authentically. And that's how you create the emotional connections between people, so they will want to help you and be all those things that we discussed that they can be for you.
Here's what I know about Jonathan Rosen. when we met, pretty quickly figured out he's from Brooklyn. So he's a New Yorker, which resonates with me. And it doesn't take more than about 5 minutes to figure out that Jonathan is a mensch, a good human being. And being a good human being, I think, has more value to it than being an attorney or being an accountant. And it's funny when you mentioned it, Jonathan, when Thomas Jefferson and I opened our business, the advice we got was to find a lawyer, find an accountant. And in reality, what I really needed to find was somebody like you. Maybe you can help us understand the value you bring by walking us through a Collaborex meeting and what it's like.
So, as I said, we don't use that networking descriptor in describing who we are. We actually tell people we are an alternative business community to show that we're focused on relationships versus transactions. That we call ourselves a business peer advisory, professional and personal development community. So our community, we have 12 groups, 9 facilitators. We run 23 Zoom meetings a month. We're actually getting back to running a few in-person meetings. So we do 2 of those a month now also. And what we do is our facilitators are all under this professional and personal development umbrella. And they all do things a little differently. I facilitate a couple of groups. My other facilitators do it in their own way, and they attract the people that are attracted to them. But what we do is we teach personal and professional development skills. So people come to our meetings and we talk about some of the topics are like power of mindfulness, strategies of resilient people, science of happiness and how it relates to brain productivity. We talk about things like quantum manifestation and how we create the lives that we desire. All kinds of really interesting topics that really foster genuine, authentic conversations between our members, so much so that strangers come to our meetings, and our meetings meet 90 minutes twice a month. And from the beginning to the end of the meeting, they come in as strangers, and 90 minutes later, I swear they think they went to kindergarten together, because it accelerates that relationship process so much by having these personal, impactful, real conversations, not about what you do, but about the person that you are. And from that, people literally really flips their brains, and people will want to help you in whatever way you need help. So that's kind of the structure: small groups, breakouts, intimate conversations, expressing vulnerabilities and challenges. And that is something that will take people's businesses and move it from being stuck to achieving their goals.
Oh, I love it.
Jonathan, thank you for sharing that. It sounds like your company, your organization led by you, the Mensch, is basically looking at a holistic approach in terms of not just various aspects of the individual and the check marks, the boxes that they've already ticked. It's, we want to embrace you as you are and help you as a whole person, and not just as someone looking for a lead, someone looking for an order, someone looking for the next transaction.
So a transactional approach is not a good business strategy. I mean, my background is in business and law. I graduated from law school. I practiced law for a while. I have a master's in finance. But what I've discovered in my entire career is I founded it on the belief that if you want to grow your business, you need to grow yourself. You need to take responsibility. You need to be honest with yourself about your shortcomings. And if, let's take an entrepreneur that's been in a variety of businesses. Actually, it applies to relationships too. If you've been in a variety of relationships and they're not working out, there's one commonality, and that's you. So you should look within and see how you can grow more as a person and be honest with yourself. So those things, so you can be in the relationship that's loving and long-term. In a business also, things haven't, if your career hasn't taken off or or you've been in a variety of jobs, or you've founded a variety of businesses, the commonality is yourself. And so people need to really be honest with themselves, take responsibility for their lives, realize that they're in control of things, and the actions that they take will either have the results or not have the results they want. Embrace who they are, believe in themselves. And so a lot of the work, or all the work that we do in our groups, has to do with looking from within and growing ourselves. Because if you can grow yourself and start from within, everything else will follow. I mean, I know that from my own experience, and many of my members have learned that over time and had amazing results based on looking from within and embracing themselves. So if you grow yourself, everything, your business, your relationships, your clients, your income, your life balance, everything else. And if you do it in a community of like-minded people, it even accelerates that growth by creating this safe space to have these conversations.
Oh, that sounds great. And, I want to get into the practical aspects of it, Jonathan, for people that are listening and watching. I can become a member, or I could become a facilitator of a Collaborex group. Isn't that right?
Yes. So one of the things that makes us different is I refuse to follow the rules. Like, there are no rules. So yesterday in one of our meetings,
You fit right in around here, by the way, Jonathan. I appreciate that.
there was a relatively new member who joined about a month ago, and then a new guest for the first time. And the new guest said, like, am I allowed to say this, or am I allowed to comment on it? And the member that's been a member for about a month starts laughing, and he goes, listen, I've learned by now, there are no rules here. We show up authentically and we say what's on our mind. But I don't know. Now I've lost my train of thought. See, there are no rules.
Well, members, I wanted to get into the practical aspects of it. How do I join, and where can we do this?
So one of the things that makes us different is most so-called networking groups, if you want to put us in that category, you join a group. Group meets, once a week or twice a month or once a month or whatever at a particular time, and that's your group. With us, we are a community of 12 groups. When you join us, you are a member of every group. So we run, as I said, 23 Zoom meetings a month, and people's attendance habits tend to remain the same. I like the Monday group because I like the facilitator, I like the people that show up there, and I like their take on personal and professional development. So they'll show up to that group, but then they can go to every other group during that week or during that month. There's no restrictions. It's unlimited. So you're belonging to the community. And this community aspect is the same thing, the same philosophy that we apply to our facilitators. So our facilitators are all paid professional facilitators. A lot of them have worked for Fortune 1000 companies and led teams and have a lot of facilitation experience. And the way that we pay them is what I call, it's how, waiters and waitresses get paid. We pool our tips. They get a percentage of revenues, all of them, no matter how many people show up to their groups or don't show up or what their topics are. It's a community, and we're all there together to promote each other. But our membership is also, I'm of the philosophy, and actually, Al, this is something that I learned at that training that we did together 10 years ago, which is I'm a firm believer in the sales philosophy, which someone phrased as "don't blame the fish." I don't know if you remember that.
No, I don't.
If you're fishing and the fish aren't biting, it is not their fault. And that's how most companies view their customers. Oh, I'm not doing well because the competition is bad. There's too much competition. The economy has soured. The world is a crazy place. the sun is shining and the clouds are out, whatever. It's always excuses. It's not your customer's fault. It's your responsibility to provide the value that they want. So you have to figure that out and do it better than anyone else. So what we do in our groups is we have one membership. We've simplified everything. We have a month-to-month membership. Anyone actually that is interested in becoming a member of our community, we give them 2 free meetings as a guest. And then if they're interested in exploring further, we have a 30-day free trial. The 30-day free trial, they can cancel at any time. If they decide to continue it, we have a month, just purely a month-to-month membership. So it's only a 30-day commitment at a time. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we're giving them enough value that they want to renew each and every month.
That's great. It's a cooperative business model and the opposite of predatory, which is why I think it's so interesting and engaging. It's I think it's great. And I can do this anywhere. I could be a member from anywhere. I can be a facilitator from anywhere.
Well, that's the joy and the value of, we switched our meetings to Zoom when COVID hit. Mm-hmm. And one of the smartest things that we did is we didn't take our model and put it on Zoom. What we did is we adjusted our model to virtual meetings to make them more personal, more impactful, more productive, and more likely to create emotional connections between the members. I don't know if you remember, Al, the thing that we did training in, where they said people joined to solve a common business problem, but they stayed because of the relationships they built within the group.
I do remember that.
And it's the same with us.
That's great.
Jonathan, one of the questions that I have, obviously you've built the structure and you've built something that's very welcoming and that people can go month to month, they bring guests. What about the fact that many people who are watching this now or in the future think to themselves, I'm not interested in bettering myself because I'm already as good as it gets. I'm not going to do meditation, mindfulness, learn how to listen because I'm an expert in all these areas. I've heard this so many times. People will say, I've been there, I've done that. I'm a certain age now. I know everything. Really?
We do get people that feel that way. In fact, a lot of people do feel that way. And I could have thought that about myself also. I have 2 graduate degrees. I've run businesses. I've practiced law. I started my own practice in New York City when I got out of law school. I've done a lot of things, but by looking from within and being honest with myself, no one, everyone should continue to grow till the day they die. So no one gets to the point in their life where they say, I'm done. I know everything. People have a certain circle of knowledge. And once they get to that edge of the circle, their knowledge base and their view of themselves and all those things, it ends. So you can always expand that circle. And sometimes you don't even realize that the things that you don't know what you don't know, so you don't, until you're in a group of people with other perspectives and life experiences, you have no idea how to think of things. I always look at the thing that's gold in our meetings is when someone says, I never would have thought of it that way. And they never would have thought of it because their amount of the knowledge that they know is limited, as in with all of us. So we all have to be honest with ourselves, look from within. And if we grow ourselves and we're willing to do that and willing to, a lot of times the resistance that I get are people are not willing to invest in themselves. They look at what we do as soft skills when my belief is they should teach this in every MBA program in the nation because this is the key to success. And it's not only success, it's success, relationships, fulfillment, business growth, partnerships, community, collaboration.
You've weaponized the law of attraction And I think that's a great thing. And I maybe without naming names, you can give us an example of somebody in Collaborex who experienced a turnaround that was unexpected and valuable to them.
I think it was always unexpected. So people came to our groups sometimes they come out of curiosity, but I'll give you a couple of examples. One of is someone, I'm not going to name names, but I don't know. The first one that comes to mind is a woman that was a scientist, I guess a chemical engineer, a physicist, and then she became a coach. And when she's fairly introverted, except when she talks about the things that she loves to talk about, then she becomes a different person. And she had trouble embracing who she was and teaching the things that she believes in. She has become one of my facilitators, and she does this, what we call this quantum manifestation group, which is how do we create the life that we desire? Once she embraced it and who she was and looked from within and was honest about it and was vocal about it, she created it from our group. She created a group where she has 12, she's a coach. She has 12 clients that she is charging $20,000 a year per client. She built her whole practice based on embracing who she is. And from everyone getting to know her on a personal level, so many people wanted to sign up with her, and she's building on that. Another example is an accountant up in the Boston area. And she was working for a CPA firm and was unsure of her abilities. And through the support and advice that we gave her, she left the firm. She started her own firm. She can't hire people fast enough now. And it gave her this sense of confidence. We have another member that published a book last summer and it's kind of, he's turning the whole branding strategy world on its head from, as I said before, and this is how I know this, from a persuasion mentality to emotional connections, things like that. We have helped people change careers, change jobs, get their startups going, all kinds of things.
Terrific. Dr. Jacalyn, before you jump in with, I know you've got a bunch of questions about this. I just want to say I've met many of the people in Collaborex. They are really good people. I mean, it's a kind of organization that pre-selects people for being good people. So it's a great company to be in. And it's not just Jonathan, who's a mensch. A lot of the people that he's attracted into his circle are also people that you really want to get to know. And I think that's a tremendous contribution to the business world.
And I think it starts with the leader, obviously with Jonathan and your vision, your insights, and your real world experience. You're bringing on people and have brought on people who have the same kind of mindset. And I like to think about it, as we were talking a little bit before, if you think about children and that childlike wonder and that curiosity that they have. I love to watch kids because they're always like just so intrigued with whatever it is. And then as adults, as we get older and things don't necessarily go our way, we get this attitude, and it's kind of like we forget what it's like to be in curiosity. And so with like-minded individuals, the two of you here, it's just a way to find more joy in life, I believe, to find the way to be even happier by collaborating, by networking in this way, and being open to knowing what it is that you don't know and you can still learn.
It is so true. I think that we start off as, like these pure human beings, and we are purely who you are. I've been spending a lot of time with my grandchild that just turned 1. He has no trouble expressing himself. He wants something, it, even though he doesn't talk yet. He'll let you know. But one of the things that I have taken from him is he will do things that are mischievous and on purpose, and then he'll look at you straight in the eye and say, "Uh-oh." and we'll say, that's not, you did it on purpose. And I have to realize, and we all have to realize, that we create the life that we have. And it's not an we've done it on purpose. It's with intent. So all the behaviors that we have exhibited and all of our thoughts and beliefs have added up to the person that we are today. And we have to realize that and believe that that continues throughout our life. So everything that we do now is going to really create the life that we have in the future.
Now, Dr. Jacalyn, you mentioned the joy word, the J word, joy. That whole idea that things could be fun, the whole idea that your life could be enjoyable, that you can get more from it than just money. Although the money flows, it flows after the joy. I think once you start triggering that process of feeling like you fit in somewhere, and when you really experience that, then I think success follows that. And I think that's one of the things that Jonathan has discovered. And that's what I know Kerbeck to be. I just think that's wonderful. So I don't know, Jonathan, who do you want to meet?
Who do I want to meet? I'm the people that come to our groups, it's really not a demographic, it's a psychographic. It's people that feel stuck. People have been, people spend their lives trying to kind of manipulate the external world for their benefit so they can, if I do this, or people that are really not behaving as the person that they are, they're only behaving as the person their parents wanted them to be. So I want people that realize that and are looking for a different way. And, as I say, we're an alternative business group, but we are a business group. It's founded in my knowledge and experience in business. So we're looking for people that are willing to pause and stop and willing to invest in themselves. I've gotten so many people that say, I really can't, I can't do this now because I have a startup company and I'm really being very strict about the things that I spend money on. And my response to them is, you couldn't spend money on anything better that will affect your success by having a group of people that, as I said, are your support group. You're a place where you belong, a place where you're going to get peer advice, honest peer advice, where people could become strategic partners, accountability partners, referral sources, all in one. So I don't know anything else that can do that and really help you accelerate and help you achieve the goals they want to achieve. But it's mostly people that are willing to look within and invest in themselves and believe in themselves.
That's great. Dr. Jacalyn, I want to inject a thought that I think you'll resonate with. It's another J word. It's judgment. A lot of the fear that people have meeting strangers is that they're going to be ridiculed or judged, or a lot of people, it's hard for people to admit that's what they're afraid of, but I think everybody has that fear. These are non-judgmental people. I've been to a few of the meetings, haven't recently. I want to change that. When I do, I think I know what I'll find there. And that's people that just want to help. You might get advice, and the advice might not be exactly what you expected, but it could be useful and helpful, and no judgment. That's been one of the things I've always respected about the work you do, John.
Yeah, I believe that vulnerability and caring and kindness and collaboration are strengths, not weaknesses. It's a sign that you're comfortable with yourself, and you know that you're willing to put your ego aside for a second and really listen and learn and be open to other experiences. And maybe at one of our meetings you'll say, I never would have thought of it that way.
Great.
This sounds to me like an absolute must way to make authentic connections and have another reason for getting up in the morning and finding happiness and joy. Because to me, the best feeling is when I am with people who have experience and knowledge, but they're really being authentically open listening, considerate, empathetic, and wanting to help, and getting back to humanity where we all lift each other up and say, okay, let me hear what you're going through. Let me listen. And maybe I have some experiences I can share, or some knowledge, or some experience. So thank you for everything that you're doing, Jonathan. I'd love to walk through your website before we sign off today so that people can understand how they actually can become a member and participate. So we've got your website up. If you can walk us through this, that would be terrific.
So if anyone wants to sign up for the free trial, there is a button that says explore, and it leads you to a link. And here you're on the page that shows all the member benefits. And I don't know, I put this quote on the right side. It was something I did not ask for. It's something that she came up with spontaneous, but I think it really encapsulates the feeling that people get. She was looking to find her people, but she found so much more. And some of the member benefits are, you, as I said, you're a member of every group. We have a variety of groups that can meet your needs, and sometimes people will gravitate to certain things. Plus, we have a member portal where you have access to all of our members. You can contact them. We have lists of our members do monthly workshops, so you have access to that. And, there's that button, pay your membership or start your free trial. And that's on every page, and it leads you to the free trial. There's also a link on the website. You could find several places that link to my calendar and have my email address. So if you want to connect with me and have some more questions about what this entails, I'm happy to. But as I said before, we don't blame the fish. It's our responsibility to make sure that everyone gets the value that they are looking for. And if the values you're looking for match with what we're providing, then we're the community for you.
Thank you, Jonathan. And we will be sharing this on the podcast platforms later. So for people who are on audio only later, can you please share your contact details? So your email is your first name, Jonathan.
Yep.
JONATHAN at COLLABEREX.com. And we also have your LinkedIn if anyone would like to connect with you here. And we're sharing that on the screen as well.
Yes. And Collaborex it came up with, it's collaboration and exchange. So it's a community that works together to really help and support each other, and to, show up authentically with other like-minded people who do the same. So it makes we are an extremely safe space for people to express themselves as individuals and learn together and grow together and achieve our goals together.
Way to go, Jonathan.
Thank you very much. I learned quite a bit from this episode.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate both of you having me on and talking about what I love.
It's obvious. It comes through. Good for you. Good luck.
Okay.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Al, the whole concept of networking on its head. And what I really like, I'm passionate about this, is for people to look within themselves. We all have something to offer. And sometimes in life, we get jaded by our experiences or what we think collaborations are, or actually being part of a group or a membership. And I'd like everyone to just cross it out, delete that from your mindset, and being open to, what can I do today? I get a choice every day I wake up, and today I choose to do personal development, to believe in myself, to contact Jonathan Rosen.
Absolutely. I mean, he is a very, very good person to get to know. Even if you never join Collaborex, it's worth a conversation with Jonathan just to get his perspective on some of the things that you might be concerned about in your life or in your career, because he has a wealth of experience there, and he's always willing to help. I've never known him to turn away anybody who's had a question that he can help with. He's just great.
Al, I've known you for, it seems like since the dinosaur ages, but I've known you for a long time, and anyone you recommend is someone I'm going to recommend. So please do contact Jonathan Rosen and start your journey. You never know where this opportunity is going to take you. So speaking of opportunities, you are the co-founder of ProFit for Teams. Can you tell our audience more about what you do and who you can help?
It actually fits very nicely into the interview we had today. I mean, one of the things we've discovered, ProFit for Teams is kind of an organizational development program. It really is team oriented. And the goal of ProFit for Teams is to help a team discover that fire in themselves, in every member of the team, not just in the chosen few, that create success, that attract positivity and success. And there's some science to it, but there's a lot of heart in it too. And that I really appreciate you bringing up the website. It is a discovery process. It starts with a discovery process, learning who we are when we're doing our best work on our best day. And the ultimate goal is to create that sense of fit. When we even call it a fit index, we calculate it. That feeling that you belong somewhere and that your contributions are valued and that you make a difference, a unique difference. And connecting the individuals in a team and their personal skills and strengths and gifts with the team's purpose and what the team is trying to accomplish. That's what we do. And we do it in a very accelerated way because, as I said, it's science-based. It's not just woo-woo. There's a real scientific approach to it and a real structure to it. So, and we love doing it. I mean, my partner in this is Lisa Manioki. You know her. She provides the heart. I kind of provide the tactics, the IT part of it, the technology part of it. But together, I think what we built is something that really is impactful. And I hope people will call me, reach out to me. I guess you'd like me to say what my phone number is. I'm happy to do that. 212-480-3730. And I hope people will call. And we have a lot to talk about.
I always smile when I hear the 212 area code because they are no longer given out. So
hey, you can't get them anymore. Yeah, I've got one. I earned it. Let me tell you.
You certainly have.
Years living in New York.
Yeah. And for people who haven't watched our show before, Al and I met probably in 2019 at an in-person television station, and we've been working together ever since. So he truly is a mensch himself, and please do reach out to him and also to our guest today, Jonathan Rosen. Al, any final words that you want to leave with our audience today on Ahead for Business? What were they thinking?
Just one. Don't think that you can go it alone. Don't think that going it alone is a sign of strength. What you should do is hook up with people, not just the people you already know, but people that you could know who could make a difference in ways that you can't expect. And that expectation is kind of a dead end if you're not careful about it. If you think you already know everything, then probably reaching out to Jonathan isn't for you. But if you admit that there are some things you could be learning and maybe different ways of going about doing things, then Jonathan's the next call you want to make.
Thank you very much, Al. It was wonderful sharing the stage with you again today, and we'll be back next week.
You bet, Doc.
Thank you. I'd like to leave you with this. Each and every one of us has an opportunity to make a difference in the world, to make a choice. And so you see this arrow behind me. I'm always looking for my arrow to go up. That doesn't mean that my life is perfect or things don't happen, but I always frame it in a way, what can I learn from this and how is this happening for me? So whatever it is that you're going through, this could be your breakthrough moment. You saw this episode and you've been wondering, what is my purpose? How can I connect? How can I find like-minded people? You now know. You can contact Jonathan Rosen and join their organization. All the links are right there. All you have to do is click on them. So I'd like to end with this. I have found as an entrepreneur that there were many times I was giving away my value because I wanted everyone to like me. I wanted to have as many people as possible, whether it was this business on TV or my other business, teaching, listening. And so I gave away a lot of my value. So I decided, guess what? No more. I am not giving away my value, and I encourage you not to do that either. Stop giving away your value. This is about pricing, boundaries, and the business of respect. And I wrote this book because I want to give people the insight that we can be kind. I'm a peace ambassador. We can still help people. We can give back. I'm on the board of the Crohn's Colitis Foundation. And at the same time, we have a right to charge what we charge. So if you feel that you need some help in understanding how to actually have those two mindsets and still be whole, I'm here to help you. You can pick up a copy of this book at bookstores or on Amazon. I'm actually teaching a course that goes with it tonight. I'm doing a keynote on it next weekend. So I believe that there is some value in all of us to be able to give something away and at the same time to be able to charge. So thank you for listening. Please do subscribe to our channels. I'm going to bring up the actual image of where you can go on YouTube. We have 2 YouTube channels. The first one, USA Global TV and Radio, we've earned this Silver Creator Award for over 100,000 subscribers. I think we're at 111,000 right now. And Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, which is my personal channel, which I started 2 years ago, and that one we have just about 40,000. So please do subscribe. And if you're interested in being a TV show host, if you think you have what it takes to start your own program, we'd like to hear from you. Let's take a look.
Hey, you. Psst. Yes, you, watching this right now. Are you creating content, a blog, a podcast, a newsletter, going live on Instagram or TikTok, and still not seeing real visibility or growth? Here's why. Anyone can post, anyone can go live, but not everyone is positioned to be taken seriously. Right now, people are going to YouTube to search for experts, for answers, for credibility. So while you're putting in the work, someone else is being seen as the authority. Not because they know more, because they're positioned better. Now imagine this. Your own professionally produced TV show, marketed, distributed, optimized with SEO so people can actually find you. Not just seen, but searchable, discoverable, positioned. You're trained, you're coached, you're guided. No experience necessary, but you do have to be coachable. Because this is about stepping into a higher level. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing it right. We've already built the platform, 2 YouTube channels, a global audience, a Silver Creator Award. So the question is, how much longer are you going to rely on temporary visibility when you could be building real authority? If you're ready to be seen differently, go to usaglobaltv.com and apply to host your own show. This is for individuals who are serious about investing in their visibility, their credibility, and their growth. If that's you, we're ready. USA Global TV and Radio, where your voice becomes your platform. Executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Videographer, Paul Garcia. Voiceover, Ed Vargas. All rights reserved. This production is the exclusive property of the USA Global TV and Radio and may not be reproduced, distributed, or used without written permission.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honoured to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/usaglobaltv. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, we're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.